Once again, how can 5.5 be a bonus episode? Without it, he wouldn't be doing anything in this fight. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, and we're back with some more Link Click. In fact, we're here for the penultimate episode of Season 2. And just as a reminder to get out of the way, we are probably going to be pausing at the end of Season 2, so everybody else can catch up on everything, I guess, and I'm hoping to pull out another show to fill the spot until we get back into it. Hopefully you guys will like the show I have coming up. You guys in the silver tier will be getting hints, obviously, at what that is, because I always love sharing what the artist is up to. I guess the only clue I'm going to give out right now is that we're not done with the Donghua. There will be another show from China in the spot. Other than that, once again, thank you to Rogue Knight for sponsoring the series up till now. And I guess the other follow-up is that we're not going to have a board because I didn't have anything to add. I thought about adding or changing some stuff, but everything I think I've got right now is essentially correct. Obviously, I could correct the whole who is Red Eyes thing, but I'll be honest with you, even though I feel like I'm 75 to 90% correct about my guesses, I'm still not entirely certain, 100% certain, that they could not introduce another character who could be Red Eyes, even though it feels to me like the two people I think combined as Red Eyes could also be Red Eyes. I think even they address it in the show that these two people Shang believes to be Red Eyes. I'm just not 100% certain that they couldn't, juke us. So, that said, the link to the board as it is will always be down below in the description of the video, so if you want to see that instead of here with a bunch of smaller, hard-to-read images, click down there. That said, though, I do come with a board. Sorry. Fucking brain. I do come with notes. If Tianxi and Tianshen together are Red Eyes, more so Tianshen, obviously, then why did Tianshen give that picture to Lu? I get that the plan was to lure Shang out and kidnap him, but was his play to show him their childhood through his sister's eyes to make him sympathetic to her showing up and tricking him that way? I'm questioning it because it feels very elaborate for no reason. I mean, really, if you think about it, Tianxin could have just been hiding in an alleyway and just grabbed Chang and walked away. Having him go into their past, possibly fuck up the timeline, because, you can't be certain what's going to happen 100%. Having him go back there just to be sympathetic to the sister, to then dress up as the sister and show back up in the police station later. It's very much a lot for, I feel like, no real payoff. I mean, obviously the payoff is they captured Lu and now we're doing a hostage exchange to get Chang back, but I mean, the actual payoff of the Occam's razor, essentially, of how did this get accomplished, would have been easier just to slip Tianxin in with the group of people Ma had attacking them, and then when he goes to block a move, just, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird and confusing. I guess despite having the better power, Tianxin's ability supersedes Chang's. It would seem in cases where a body is being occupied, it can only be occupied by one outside persona at a time. If both Chang and Tianxin would occupy a body, so far it's been shown to be that Tianxin takes priority. But then, it could also be order of operations. We only experience Tianxin coming in second and pushing Chang out. If there was ever a case where Tianxin were in a body that Chang was entering second and Tianxin got pushed out, that would be proof of the order of operations over Tianxin's power being superior. And by superior, I obviously mean in the realm of taking control. I think being able to port into people or cameras through time is obviously the superior power. Again, it might be an element of trade-off, right? That Chang has the better travel with his power, which gives him less immediacy, whereas Tian Shen has immediacy but less travel, and literally he has to touch. So powers run down so far. Tianxi can go through photos and occupy a person and read their memories with no control of the body, though. Tian Shen can control a person's body through physical contact, but again, no ability to travel through pictures or anything. Lu can see 12 hours into the future of a photo, seemingly knowing everything about the people and what's going on. Shang can go through photos and occupy a person, controlling them. Tianxi and Tianchen can combine their powers. Lu and Shang can combine their powers. I assume the assumption is that Tianchen and Shang could combine their powers. There would really be no reason for Tianxi and Lu to combine their powers. I mean, the problem there is I don't know exactly Lu's power. He can see 12 hours into the future of a photo and seems to indicate that he knows what the person should say or do, but I don't know if that indicates what they're thinking. Lu might know what they say or do from the ability of seeing in the future, and he just knows what they've said and done, so he's like repeating it. I think that might be indicated by when Lu was trying to tell Shang how to do sign language, and it very much feels like he's trying to describe watching somebody do a thing, whereas the indication is that Tianxi is able to read a person's memory and say that stuff out loud. So I guess it would be better for Shang to be able to partner up with Tianxin. Sorry, not Tian. That would be horrible. To partner up with Tianxi as he does with Lu for like a whole different sort of experience. Like I could see him doing that in like the present, interacting with the present that way. That way he could do whatever he wants. He wouldn't be changing the future. In so much as that anything you do in the present doesn't change the future. Or does, but it's acceptable. I don't know. I don't know what's acceptable for Lu anymore. I'm still not on that boat. Because, technically Lu can see into the future of 12 hours from the present. He could take a picture on his phone right now and then see 12 hours into the future. Is that 12 hours he's also going to protect with his don't interrupt a node thing? Or are you free to interrupt the present for his 12-hour future read? The problem is always where you put the pin on where now is. So, this was something I was thinking about doing on the board, but I did not have the presence of mind or ability to do it before we record this episode. So, all I have now is this in notepad form, so here goes. So, I had questions, but I guess the timeline of events in my head, off of the top of my head, which means that when I wrote this note, I wrote it out as I remembered it. So if it's wrong or there's a mistake, I guess let me know. But otherwise, this is not vetted. This is exactly as I remember. First, Lisa cheats on Quan Jin with Zhuang Shi. Sorry, I don't know if I'm saying his name right. Xuan Shui. Xuan Shui? I think that's right. Quan Jin finds out and kills Lisa, finding her dead body in their home later. By finding, I mean when he comes home and the police are already there. By the way, still my supposition that he killed her. I don't know if that's supposed to be obvious or not, but I think it seems obvious. Quan Jin frames Xuanxi for the murder. Tian Xin encounters Liu, who talks to him about being a hunter. Deng spreads rumors about Lulan cheating on her husband. Li Fan goes berserk, injures his son, and nearly kills his wife. Tian Xin, possibly from the future, jumps into Lulan, kills Li Fan, and then has her kill herself. Again, some of these are just my interpretation or reads on what's happening as well. Tian Xin and Tian Shi meet Quan Jin for the first time at the apartment. Quan Jin has Tian Xin take over the body of Zhuang Ji, write a confession for the murder, and kill himself. Tian Xin learns to become a hunter with his powers, being hired by Lu Min to take care of anyone making fun of him online, additionally killing the people he blames for his position. Shang and Lu discover Mr. Zhu's shady bookkeeping after being hired to do so, getting him arrested for it, also getting Emma fired beforehand. Lu Min encounters Emma and nearly kills her for his belief that she stole money from him due to Mr. Zhu's use of their funds. I guess I should point out now, I brought up Cheng and Lu discovering Mr. Zhu's shady bookkeeping as an element of they went back in time to do it, so I'm also including Emma encountering Lu Min after that, because that happens after they take over her body to do the stuff that she does, right? So, clarification. Emma escapes, and Tian Xin forces her to fall to her death as Shang watches, having jumped back from the future. And I think it's established that he's jumping back from the future because he has a continuing conversation that couldn't have happened, could not have happened if you consider a continuing conversation from present Tian Xin. Has to be future Tian Xin talking back. Shang and Lu take their various jobs, everything we've seen. I didn't see a reason to include every job that they took because it doesn't really connect to the current storyline. Outside of if I was going to introduce 5.5 stuff, but I think we can just take 5.5 stuff and put it into that bowl. Tian Xin is hired by Lu Min to take care of Zhu Shanshan, who is saved by intersection by Cheng, which then lures Tian Xin in Lu Min's body back to the photo studio. Tian Xin, now aware of Lu and Cheng, takes control of Zhao and initiates contact for real this time. Quan Jin is brought in by Lu Min's dad to handle any loose ends. Quan Jin plants evidence in Officer Chen's home to make him look dirty, Tian Xin then taking control of him through a picture, causing him to swap phones and bring the real one to Ma on the roof, then making him fall off the roof. Tian Shi runs away, horrified by what her brother is doing. Ma gives Tian Xin the phone on his way down from the roof. Tian Xin slips Lu the picture of himself and his sister as younger children. Shang and Lu jump back into the picture to experience the incident with Li Fan, but get interrupted at the point where Tian Xin takes over. Tian Xin enters the police station disguised as Tian Shi in order to trick and kidnap Chang. Zhao Wang is killed in the kidnapping attempt. Lu switches places with Chang, despite Chang having jumped back into Lu's body to prevent himself from being kidnapped. Tian Shi is found and brought in for questioning. They then discover Tian Chen and Tian Shi's abilities. Tian Shi uses a photo of Lu to figure out where the captured Lu is. Tian Xin organizes a hostage exchange, which is a trap. Zhao and Lu are leaving the building where an explosion goes off. Chang jumps back into the car somehow. Ma tases the captain, where he rushes towards the explosion, then pulls a gun on Chang. So, that is my timeline of events, as I understand it, in the order that I believe it's easiest to describe them happening in. Which is to say, trying to say when the people do things that are jumping back in time as though they themselves are there before introducing the concept of them jumping back to do it. And I guess that is technically what I spent most of my time on, which is one why I don't have any more notes. That was my last note. And why the board doesn't have any additions to it. So, right before we finished Season 2, that is where we are in my ability to leave myself something to remember everything we've done so far. Especially given the fact that this is the penultimate episode of Season 2. So, once again, if you think I've got any of that wrong, More specifically, the timeline of events, not so much my interpretation of it. Let me know. And since, of course, we record this live, we have Rogue Knight saying, great notes, any theories on how Chang got away in the theater? No. I think I said during the reaction last time that maybe he has contact lenses in, and in the contact lens, he has a picture of something. So when he's looking straight ahead and he claps his hand, he just goes into where that place was. But that doesn't work. I think that doesn't, obviously it doesn't work because he would occupy someone's body if it was a picture. So he has to be looking at a video camera footage because he can only go, oh, sorry, I know what it is. It just came to me. He didn't teleport away from the fight. He teleported back to where he was before the fight. I'm assuming. I said that like it was fact. Because what does he do? He had, that doesn't work either, because he only has 30 minutes. No, but he clapped his hands. Sorry. What he must have done, this is my guess. He, on the ride there, took a picture. Or when they got there, he took a picture of the theater. Right? Okay, this could still work. He doesn't need video footage to do this, I don't think. He took a picture of the theater, and then he clapped his hands and jumped into himself? Can he just jump into himself? If he's the one taking the picture, he can jump to himself, right? And in that way, when he claps his hands, he's actually leaving the jump into himself, which then teleports him back to where he was when he took the picture. Sorry, this isn't my original train of thought. I jumped off of my own train of thought to do this, and I think this might be the right thing. Because I don't think this breaks any of the rules already established. Okay, they pull up. He goes, clicks, takes a picture. He is the picture taker, and as we all know, he jumps into the picture taker, so technically he's jumping into himself the moment he took the picture. And he always goes back to where he was when he started, which would be in the seat of the car. Or van, as it were. So he takes the picture, jumps into himself, which sets his respawn point, essentially respawn point. And then when he's down there talking, he claps his hands and he goes back to where he was before he jumped into the picture, which would be right where he took the picture from. So all we need to do to verify this is correct is see a picture on his phone of the theater. That's my new theory. Sorry. Came off that off the top of my head. That's my theory there. Could be fucking stupid. I don't know. I guess we'll find out this episode. Because I don't see them being unable to tell me, right? Has to be something that's given. Anyway. That said, nothing left to do but hop on in and see what we get.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
Wait, coming back in with the horror music? No, not horror music.
他提出唯一可以陪你一起的，就只有
乔
玲。
好，我去。
先等等，再想想还有没有其他办法。
I often get confused in these openings
要不边走边商量。
that start with last episode stuff. That maybe am I watching the wrong episode? Is this the episode I just watched?
有他的能力，倒是可以实时探知你们的动向。
谢谢你，小西。
我想到一个办法，如果去交换的那个我，不是现在的我呢？
什么意思？
我能以本体的方式进入监控拍摄下的照片，照片中的那个我去跟他们交换。
Right, is what I was going to start with my theory eventually.
确认路光安全后，我再拍手离开，这样就能回到照片所在地，和你们会合。
这个就是监控室门口的实时影像了。
Yeah, but how'd you wind up back in the car?
已经突破了我的认知，到底能不能行啊？
Dude, you just heard him clap.
成功了！
啊？你不是刚还在这儿？
这样就万无一失了。快走吧。
That doesn't explain how he claps and goes back into the car.
有的表演
He should go back to the police station then.
只要程小时站在我们指定的位置，就能将他带到这里。
以我前几次的经验，他应该没那么容易束手就擒，一定会想方设法利用他的能力逃脱。
有时候过于依赖能力，反而会让人放松警惕。
I'm gonna set up the explosives, but
我有个 Plan B， 不管程小时他再怎么跑
again, there's a flaw here.
他的位置，
Okay, that's a better plan.
我会在他换上的衣服里暗藏追踪器，然后关掉金属探测门，让他们误以为顺利通过安检。
Okay, you manually turned on the metal detector.
已经定位到他了。
When you set it off, I mean. That's good, I like that.
哎呦妈呀，这真是活见鬼了！老板，被你说中了，他还结换了个地方，而且就在附近。
在录光获救的同时，布控在周围的警力一定会冲进来。为了拖延警方的时间
Yeah, the explosion was a pretty good distraction, I'll give him that.
那么
Torn distraction. Maybe killed 2 people.
意外的爆炸事故，就是再好不过的选择了。
Yeah. The fact that it was like 3 random people that failed at their jobs earlier, you knew those guys were gonna
能看
die.
到他们现在的情况。
But how did they get in and pass Lu and Zhao? Right? They ran in and you see them in the theater. But we saw Lu and Zhao at the bottom of the stairway going up when the explosion goes off. So that seems to me to imply that Lu and Zhao hid somewhere, though they wouldn't get hurt, and the cops went past them. Anyway, obviously my problem here is what the show did doesn't make any sense. My plan would have worked. My plan also fits in with everything that's happened in the show before. Wherever he jumps into a picture from is where he goes back to. So him jumping into video camera footage, which is again what I started with my suggestion, but that's why I backtracked from it. Because he would have to jump in from the video cam footage from where he is in the car. And I didn't think that was something they would probably be able to do within the time span. Because remember, it takes 20 minutes to get there, and they would have 10 minutes left after that for the exchange. So it makes more sense that he would take a picture right there from the seat and then jump back into the seat. Because per the rules, he should jump back to the police station. I don't often respond in live, but Rogue Knight is saying, assume that he jumped out in the office off screen and back in. If it happens off screen, it don't happen. You gotta show everything happening on screen. Not a lot that I call bullshit on in link click, but if what you're saying is true, that's bullshit.
就别想着拖时间了，走快点。
How do those tracks work? No separation.
终于
You would
把你
run over the next track. You would crash into one track.
可太不容易了。
老板，你可真是料事如神呀！啊，他们果然就埋伏在附近。哎，你正巧，顺带还领回来另一个。
Which is bad, because he wants to punish her for betrayal.
程小时，这次你没有花招可以耍了吧？为什么你会在这里？
这不挺好，一家人又团圆了。
You already expressed to him that you were going to kill her.
过来。我说过，我最痛恨背叛。等等，能不能让我先确认一个问题？
那天晚上到陆光病房门口送照片的人，到底是谁？
Was it really her? No, because it's the jagged hair. That's him. The whole... Wait. No. The basis of my argument was that it was flat hair.
还把那个数码敏的手机给了他，不是那人不就是你吗？怎么的，老板对俺还是不放心？
Yeah, I think that was the whole basis of my argument about who was who last time. Was the hoodie person had flat hair, and he has jagged hair. I didn't even think about going back to this. That would also explain why this person didn't talk. Because she can't.
那俺先撤了啊！哎呦，还调了个监控死角。
怎么回事？刘民的手机难道在你手上？
你是连我也要怀疑吗？
不是你，那就是他喽。
I mean, it doesn't make sense. I'm not saying he has the jagged hair, she doesn't. I'm losing my fucking mind right now.
我想过要改变过去。
到头来，你也想背叛我。
And Chang didn't fucking do it because he's a loose simp.
哎，不对呀，俺怎么有点整不明白了？老板。
Okay, I was right the first time. The show is making me second guess myself.
怎么你现在才想起来问他要？他也没主动还给你，那不早就挑明了他有私信吗？哦，其实你早就看出来了。
Well, Ma, you had it fucking coming. My favorite dressed character? Fucking hate the guy.
蠢货，一直留着你，也就因为你够听话。现在知道的太多了，是该让你闭
It'd
嘴。
be super disappointing if Quan Jin's whole thing is just getting the phone back and being Lu Min's dad's
只
dog.
是想继续维持利用关系，才当做不知道吧？
我看他从来就没有信任过你。你住口！我说过，我最痛恨的就是背叛，背叛，背叛！你为什么要这样做？
Obviously, he hates betrayal. That's why he killed his wife. She betrayed him by cheating on him.
又何来背叛？
我怎么没有信任过你？我甚至还把你和那个哑巴当自己的孩子来养。哼，说的好听，其实你只是把他们当成工具和感情替代品。错的不是我。
Really hard to defend Tian Shin right now if we actually believe him to be Red Eyes.
对了，你不是能回到过去吗？很好啊，那你就回去。
Don't just show him a picture. That's a fucking escape, even if he doesn't help you.
我们所有人都不用受苦了。
See, this would work if Chang was ever going to change the past. If he prevents Quan Jin from turning into the man he is today, then a lot of this shit I feel like wouldn't happen.
都是因为他，该纠正错误的是他。怎么回事？是没见过爆炸吗？不知道啊，快打电话叫消防车吧。
已经有人打过了。
So what happened to all the other cops in the area? They didn't rush in? Like, we saw 3 of them, but I think there was 2 different groups of cops positioned around here.
要赶紧向增援。糟了，手机被拿了。
Again, I suspect we're gonna find Liu and Zhao in a closet. Or that, they just walked out, never mind.
怎么样？有没有受伤？里面什么情况？
快走到门口时，下面就传来爆炸声，然后一股气浪就冲了上来。缓过神来的时候，就把还在楼道里的人一起扶了上来。
程小时呢？他怎么
There
样？
was only one guy in the hallway. The other two were in the room.
是不是还有人啊？快先进去救人呐！
我被人从后面电晕，程小时和李天熙也不见了，应该是被他们带走了。但可能他们还没走远，闹这么大动静，要带着人离开也不是件容易的事。附近街区都被惊动了，所有可疑车辆和人员都会被盘查。
但他们为什么要自己给自己找麻烦，制造爆炸呢？会不会还有其他逃跑的办法？我记得当时在地下仓库里，能清楚听到地铁经过的声音。会不会通过隧道？
At least they established
的确有这个可能。
that the point of being sent back in time to see the childhood events wasn't like to make them sympathetic for what the upcoming thing was.
这应该是
Because that, like I said in my note, that was like so elaborate and dumb.
我在仓库里看到过地铁里西饼屋的纸箱子。
是，没错。但地铁隧道有南北两个方向。
那我们分头找吧。
Splitting up did not work for you well in the residential area where Wong got killed.
还愣着干什么？回去阻止他和那个男人来往啊！
原来你才是杀害自己妻子的真凶，
而他并没有背叛你，那个男的也是无辜的。
你胡说！
I mean, it really sounded like cheating. I saw it from a third-person point of view. It seemed like cheating.
他是你第一个下令杀的人，我怎么会记错呢？你别忘了，
Jianxi knew what his mind
在
was.
控制他的
fair
同时，还能窥探到他的记忆。
So why was their story so fucking shady?
我看到了他和你老婆平日里保持着很单纯的工作关系，排练、
Was she cheating with a different guy?
聊天、演出。
Or was it be one of those sad stories where she was playing something romantic?
新剧好像
She was at the doctor's. She was at the doctor's for the baby.
小剧场我看也要办不下去了。
没辙呀，现在年轻人上网刷短视频，打游戏都玩不过来，哪还有时间花钱看剧呢？
虽然这里有地铁噪音，但的确性价比还过得去。哎，对了，你后天晚上有空吗？我联系到个新场地，可能比这儿还便宜。
后天晚上，谁晚上带人看房啊？我约了人，你一个人先去吧。我们又不是老板，瞎操什么心啊？
有个场地原本是做办公的，面积有点
The whole
宽大
fucking story
后
was
再对外
true?
租，所以只能等厂区人走完
Why
了
did
再
it?
看。我老公他非常反感我晚回家，可能是职业病吧，过度担心。
I guess it just looked fucking shady because these two are fucking idiots. He could not have made it sound more like they were cheating.
办公室，但你们这种搞文艺的倒是正好，可以弄得特别一点。
不好意思啊，我接个电话。喂，钱钱，已经到家了。你今天回来挺早呀？
啊，案子终于结了，这么晚了，你怎么还没回来啊？
啊，我在给剧团看场地呢。
现在，你一个人啊？
不是一个人，大帅陪我一起呢。你放心。
哪个大帅？
I think if she was cheating, she would not mention the other guy.
好了好了，回头再具体跟你介绍。先挂了。没事了，我们继续吧。
To be fair, that is a fucking insane response. I assume he was crying in the audience because he wasn't moved by their acting, he was moved by what he thinks is happening.
他们之间怎么可能没关系？我没有错，凭这么多年经验，不会查证错的。
So I was right about the framing, though.
呸呸呸！你说什么呢你？
Oh, and obviously he killed her.
谁说我穿不上了？我也就结婚以后有了点肚子，晚上少吃点就能消掉的嘛。啊！
那你的孩子呢？住口！不许你提这两个字！你根本就不配提这两个字！
I assume he just didn't know.
怪物！你们这些怪物都该死！
Wow. I guess to be fair, he's a street fighter. He can take a shot. Not exactly the guy you'd want with a gun, though. I guess to be fair, he's bleeding out. Aiming is not his best.
自己穿个防弹衣，所有的事都让俺去冒险。
Shoot him in the legs.
要俺死，俺今天就要你死！别跑啊！你平时不是很拽吗？也让你尝尝这一不当狗的滋味。
Honestly, I almost think I'd be like, back up and like, I'm gonna let the situation take care of itself. At the risk of Quan Jin just getting away.
你为什么还要帮他？
如果给陆光送照片的人真的是你，说明你内心渴望得到我们的帮助。你没资格这样说。
You can't help though. You're not gonna fucking change the past.
还不是一样见死不救？过去也没有发生任何改变。
Fair. Man, I hate this guy for his serial killer streak, but
仍然是种地狱。
程小时，
you literally saw the worst moment of this kid's life and did nothing.
不应该是去救他吗？
照片如果没了，我们现在所处的未来也就不存在了。
You still try to save people.
我就已经没有了未来。
Oh, I was gonna say, onto a train track? Once again, how can 5.5 be a bonus episode? Without it, he wouldn't be doing anything in this fight. Now everyone else is gonna get here, I assume? Remember, Lou is still bleeding from the side pretty hard. Ooh, onto train tracks. There it is. I assume the cop is gonna come behind him still. To go home? I don't know why that just fucking instantly hit.
喏，这样就行了。这就代表
Probably because it's the same thing as the fucking earthquake stuff. It's something you experienced before something
这
tragic.
是回的意思。然后把两个手的手指相对，支起来，像个屋顶一样，就是家。
It's the fucking jump scare of emotion. Are you fucking kidding me? I've got too many people on my list of the Justice for fucking stuff. What a fucking horrible show, Rogue Knight. Killed. Literally. Moments after I want to go home. You know, I can only kind of blame myself. Literally, just moments ago, I was saying, let Ma chase Quan Jin down the subway and let the whole thing solve itself. Quite obviously, Ma got his ass kicked and Quan Jin came back and shot the shot. There's no chance in hell, or cop guy just got back and shot the wrong person. Because again, I kept assuming he was about to show up because he was with them, right? Wasn't he? Unless Zhao and Liu just happened to go in the right directions and the cop guy went in the wrong direction. There's no chance in hell. I think Ma is the one who shot the shot because I don't think Ma was long for this world. Also, how the hell did he go running down, not fire all the bullets in the gun? Sorry, I'm just like... When it comes to Chen, right? Chen dying? You know, we had like kind of a long period of emotion with him, or at least not emotion, we got like background stuff with him, and the emotion really came after he died, as we had introduced everything left behind, right? But, Tianxi dying, her scene is essentially kind of like Emma's death, where we have this emotional thing, quite literally, I want to go home, is sort of Emma's last gasp, too, before, Red Eyes kills her. And now, this was kind of the same thing. I mean, we got justice for Emma, justice for Chen, justice now for Tianxi. But here's the thing, this is why I get so angry about Liu more and more as this goes on. It's Liu's whole we can't change the past because it'll destroy our present. Liu is the reason we can't get justice for these people. Like, I understand the point that the current present that we're in will change forever if we change any of these events. And it's like, okay, but fuck that. Like, I don't know what to do here, other than the fact that I believe that Chang is immune to the what do you call it? Paradox. I think Chang is immune to the paradox. If he jumps back and then changes the thing and jumps forward, he is going to know. He's still going to know everything he knows. My belief, obviously, is not supported by any sort of evidence. I believe that to be true. And knowing that, he could then get in contact with Liu again. He knows the guy's name. He could look him up. And Liu's power isn't going to change because of changing the timeline. So he could just have Liu look back in time through a picture, or do the hand clap thing and go back to a point where he changed something to have Liu witness it. Yeah, they could still have the same relationship, I feel like. Whatever is the thing that brought them together could bring them together again. Or, God forbid we go micromanagement on this. Change the past. Then find a picture of yourself somewhere around the time that you and Liu first met. And then go back and change events to then make your first meeting happen again. Hell, if you save Tianxi and Tianchen, obviously, at the same time, if you save them, then you could go back in time with Tianxi's power and have the ability to know everything that's going on inside of a person's mind, and then use that to get Lou back into your life. I'm just saying, if you're going to manipulate the timeline, go whole hog. Maybe that's what the bridon arc is about, right? Maybe it's not a season 3 because the bridon arc proves me wrong. Maybe it's called bridon arc because we fuck up the timeline. It's Back to the Future 2. We fuck up the timeline and it's worse, and now we have to reverse what we did. I don't know. My point is that we can't keep letting them get away with this. Future me, put that gif down here if you remember. And if you don't, so help me, you're gonna be me in the future. I don't know. The threat doesn't make sense. We can't keep letting them get away with this. How many people do we lose before we decide to change something? Obviously, I think I was siding with Quan Jin before when he was pulling out the picture, because I actually thought she was cheating on him, and the element being that if he changed the past in such a way to prevent Quan Jin from doing stuff, that might change things. But as per my note section where I listed everything in the timeline order, chronological order, Quan Jin's backstory and the kid's backstory are two different things. Quan Jin does not set up Deng to then set up Li Fan. So solving his still leaves them fucked up. Also, as it turned out, she wasn't cheating at all. They were just super sketchy for no fucking reason. It's not that I don't like that, obviously. The problem is that I looked at it the same way he did, which is horrible because, he is the bad guy. If you look back at that scene, they really feel like, oh, these two are having an affair. That seems pretty clear. And it turns out they didn't. They're just two fucking idiots that have no idea how to say a thing. And I totally understand where Tian Shen is coming from. He's saying, I gave you the picture because I wanted you to change the past. I wanted you to save us. And you didn't. You saw the worst moment in our entire lives, and you were a passenger. You did nothing. Which, to be fair, he is guilty of that. He's guilty of that because Lou made him guilty of that a long time ago. You gotta think, if you're willing to let some other kid go through 4 years of torture instead of ensuring that he doesn't get kidnapped in the first place, this was something that was going to happen too. Sorry, I'm not just pausing here for a long time. I just don't know what the fuck to say. It's like, I have to guess now that whenever we're going to get shown a sympathetic character, Tianchi, obviously, that 10 episodes down the line, they're going to fucking die. Clearly, I don't have much sympathy for Tian Shen, given the fact that 75 to 90% sure he is Red Eyes. I'm not completely independent of the thought that there's somebody else that could be Red Eyes later. I very clearly think the show has given us a lot of evidence to prove that they are Red Eyes. But the same evidence has been presented to us from the perspective of Chang, in Chang theorizing that. And not for nothing, the show we watched right before this one is Apothecary Diaries, and sometimes Mao Mao in that show is an unreliable narrator, so hard to tell if I'm not giving a transitive property between shows to say that Chang could also be wrong. The fact that they accomplished Chang's jump thing in a way that seems to break all previous rules, to me, feels like the show is setting itself up to start breaking its own rules. I do not appreciate that. Because again, Chang has always reappeared exactly where he disappeared from, which means that if he clapped his hands in the subway, he should reappear back at the police station. Which, would have saved Tianchi. I was about to wrap up, but thinking about it now, the show breaking its own rules killed Tianchi. If Chang appeared back at the police station, the tracker would have gone back to the police station. Ma would have, I assume, either given up or driven to the police station to capture Chang. assuming that all the cops would be out on this sting, and he could have gotten in there somehow, right? Or I guess he would have patrolled the outside of the station, hoping to catch Chang when he left. Either way, he would not have been there to tase the captain and point a gun. I guess why would he point a gun at Tianxi? He's there to capture Chang. He would have gone after Chang. The show broke its own rules about how this works to make him in the car so that Ma could point a gun at Chang and capture Tianxi, which is the only reason she gets down in the subway to begin with, which then puts her in a position to get shot. The show breaking its own rules killed Tianxi, and that is some unforgivable shit. Angry about this. Alright, well, obviously I think I'm just going to start working myself around in loops, because I was not expecting to lose Tianxi today. Obviously, I think there might be a problem here, is that I'm mostly attached to her because of the tragedy, and it's just become more and more tragic. It's hard to deal with. So once again, thank you to Rogue Knight for sponsoring this series. I have been Theta, this has been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?